One of the things that is interesting, I say, about reading a pessimistic philosopher is that if you're not expecting things to go very well, and if you think the characteristic property of the world is meaningless suffering, well then, to a certain extent, like, the stakes are kind of lowered.
So it's cool to see Joe here talking about the potential benefits of pessimistic philosophy, because pessimism really gets a bad rap generally from people's mostly misinformed views about it. There are potentially ways that adopting a pessimistic view of life could actually benefit us and also benefit society more broadly. The first is that it could deepen our empathy and compassion for others. If we understand that the world is rife with meaningless suffering, and actually suffering is one of the main defining, if not the defining features of all of our lives, we're probably more likely to have compassion and empathy for others. Another way is that it reframes procreation. If you understand life to be really defined by meaningless suffering, then you'd question why you would bring someone into that. What is the point of creating someone out of nothing so that they can suffer for pleasures and goods that they didn't even exist to need in the first place? Adopting a pessimistic view might also expand our moral circle. If we understand that suffering is a real defining feature of life, then we'd expand our scope of meaningful moral concern beyond humans, because it's not just humans that can suffer. And maybe this would result in us becoming vegan as well, so that we aren't funding directly the torture of non-human animals. And finally, maybe we can do one little funny thing that Schopenhauer suggests, which is this. From this point of view, we might well consider the proper form of address not to be Monsieur, Sir, Mein Herr, but my fellow sufferer. This may perhaps sound strange, but it is in keeping with the facts. It puts others in a right light, and it reminds us of that which is after all the most necessary thing in life: the tolerance, patience, regard, and love of neighbour, of which everyone stands in need, and which therefore every man owes to his fellow.